It's another episode of the Pin High Podcast presented by Golficity. We're back in Golficity HQ, and we're here to talk about the triumphant return of the PGA Tour at the Charles Schwab, preview some DFS and betting picks at the RBC Heritage, and wrap it up with our birdies and bogeys of the week. Let's get into it. All right, so we're back in HQ, and we're all wearing our Holderness in Bourne merch we got this week. I'm liking it so far.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice.
It's really comfortable. It's like performance, but like it like almost looks like a fancy like golf shirt you'd wear to like a fancy like club for dinner or something like that. But it's like feels really nice.
Yeah, I feel like you can wear it casually.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh yeah. You can, yeah, that's what I meant. You can wear it casually.
What,
yeah.
What color do you got on? Here's
He's got the mojito.
Mojito. Yeah.
I got the transfusion. You got like the rum punch or something like that.
Interesting names. I like it.
Yeah. Anyway, Charles Schwab, the ending of it, I mean, yeah, stacked leaderboard, great tournament. The end was just very anticlimactic.
Yeah,
because there was no fans, and obvious reasons.
The no fans makes a difference. Just because, like, you'd be able to hear the whole crowd go like react to like the lip outs from Morikawa and Schauffele.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Xander was saying like I think I'd be more pissed if there were fans like booing a nine, but like it just kind of seemed like I did that by myself.
And it was crazy because like the two holes before that, Schauffele made like two 30 footers like bogey and birdie to get back into
weird
it.
ending.
It was a weird ending.
I thought that was gonna be his tournament, and then like obviously that lip out at the end where it's like,
oh my god,
that putt should have went in.
For
like,
who?
For Schauffele.
For Schauffele and
Schauffele.
Schauffele's putt literally went all the way around the cup one time.
It looked like it was halfway down in the cup, and then it just came out.
And like for that to happen, like that happens during the week. It like you don't often see it, and it just kind of happens. For that to happen during that part of the
second last hole,
of the tournament is just crazy.
Again, I don't think that like it was a weird adjustment at all for there not to be fans until it was like the last stretch.
Yeah, you feed off that energy in the last stretch. You feed off of them,
and then like it was weird, just like Colin Morikawa misses the putt. And they're like, all right,
Daniel Berger's won.
Daniel Berger wins. And he's just like...
All you see is some high-five his caddy. And Morikawa was just there in disbelief. Like,
yeah,
oh my God.
It was an odd finish.
I feel bad for Morikawa, though. Because like, he missed that putt in 18, too. It was a short putt to win, like, to go up, like, one.
Yeah, he would have
won. And he was, like, in disbelief there. And then he lips out on 17 again in the playoff. And, like, he was going for his first win. And it's like, I felt terrible.
Wait, didn't he win at the Barracuda?
He did win the Barracuda.
Yeah, okay, won the Barracuda. But like, still, I feel like that's not a huge win.
It's not. No, it's not. Like this would have been like a true like okay, like this is he's arrived. Yeah. Huge field.
Again, I probably don't feel that bad for him. He probably made like give or take $800K.
Oh, he made so much money. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Another thing, he'll be around for forever as well.
Another thing is with the playoff with no fans, they were able to go back to 17 instead of just play 18 again. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Was that because of that?
Pretty much, because usually you would play 18 again because you have 18 from the like. All the fans are 18,
fans are right there.
So like
you
play 18 again with the fans. They went back to 17. They used one as like a driving range in between the playoff.
I did see that. Yeah, and that was interesting.
And whatever, they were like hitting drivers, and like you didn't need to hit driver on 17, which was like interesting.
Yeah, and overall, just like this, the depth of the leaderboard was just insane. Like you had Bryson. You had Jason Kokrak in there somehow. Like,
yeah,
he's a bomber.
Like Rose came back at the end. Like. If it literally felt like a major, like this is the leaderboard we want on a major Sunday. Yeah, it felt like I agree. This is like the leaderboard you want on a major, like on Sunday. Like this is the ending you want, like not the way, obviously not the way it ended, but like you want a playoff to come down to like the last putt or something like that.
Right.
It was really fun to watch.
Going back to Jason Kokrak for a second, I don't know if you remember last year when we were at the practice round for the PGA. He was playing with Kisner, I think, and he was just bombing the ball. I'm like, who is this guy? Like, he's huge, and he was just hitting the ball
monster.
Like 320 yards. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah, no, I don't remember that.
Now you know who he is.
I remember Charlie Hoffman like hitting it like into the woods, like right next to us. Though.
That wasn't even a practice. That was during the real round.
Oh, really? Yeah. That was. I mean, the practice round was a lot more fun at all of these tournaments than the actual thing.
Well, yeah, you talked to Phil and Rory at the practice round that one day.
I didn't talk to them.
Yeah, but you made them laugh.
Yeah, yelled at them.
Like like Riggs, Trent, and Frankie are falling behind Kiz. Like they're falling. And you got Trent to sign your beer bottle.
that was
so funny.
Yeah. And another guy we had this week that was just like, I don't know how to put it, but like, it didn't seem like he could drive his way through the course, but he did. It was Bryson, and he basically just went driver wedge like the whole like wedge.
He was taking some crazy lines too. Like there was one hole specifically. I forget which one it is, but like he would go over the trees, hit it like carry it like 310 yards, and
I think it was like 327.
327.
Yeah, I know, it was crazy.
It literally like I was watching the Sammy Sosa Mark McGwire documentary on Sunday night, and literally like Bryson is like just like looks like he's juiced up and just like on roids and just like bombing it past everyone. And he swings so hard now too. It looks out of control.
It's amazing he could hit it like without like so straight swinging that hard. You know what I mean? Like he figured it out where like if he like with the driver, since he has the same swing for every club, that he could hit it as hard as he can without worrying about which direction it's going to go in.
Yeah, that's a interesting.
If he just keeps, I mean, like his driver's insane right now. He literally swings as hard as he does while like keeping it straight. If he just like gets his wedges dialed in, and keeps putting like he did at the first couple of days on Sunday, I think he missed like a ton of putts. But if he keeps dialing that in, there's no reason he can't like compete every week, and especially when he can actually take advantage of it with a long course.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know when that'll be. Do you know?
No, I have no idea.
When a longer course, I don't know when a longer course really pops up on the schedule, but I would imagine like some of the majors and stuff like that.
I mean,
when it gets to Winged Foot,
he's now crazy. Number 1 on the PGA Tour in driving distance with an average of 324 yards.
Oh my God!
I bet he's not even that.
That's like 3 yards in front of Cameron Champ, like 4 or 5 in front of Rory. Like he's.
I wonder what his driving accuracy is, because like.
I feel like it's something
because I know Cameron Champ's. I don't think Cameron Champ's driving accuracy is that good, even though
his driving accuracy is about 60% right now. Bryson.
That's pretty good, I think, right?
That's not 122nd.
So not great, but like
122nd. Well, he just hits.
But it doesn't matter because like he's in the rough, but he's like 100 yards.
Well, yeah,
closer
no, it doesn't. It doesn't matter because then his strokes gained off the tee is 3rd in the PGA.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter
so.
then like that. It's because if you're putting it 100 yards past in the rough, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And we also had Jordan Spieth come back. I mean. On Sunday, what was he, 1 over? He probably had like 4 birdies and like 5 bogeys.
He did it all week where he just played those up and down rounds where he just was like bogeying holes, birdieing holes, like bogeying, like just up and down the entire week.
Low key, he's made like 9 out of 10 cuts this year on tour.
Yeah, I know.
Like he's playing like much better than he did like last year on tour.
But for Spieth, that's not where you want to be at. Like
no, he wants to be winning.
He wants to be winning. And this was a little bit step toward that because like he was competing on Sunday, then like he kind of like didn't do as well as he wanted to.
Field,
his thing last
year. First time in like the final like few groups probably in a long time like competing like this.
Yeah, his thing last year was that he was playing terribly like on Saturday and just during the weekend. But I mean, on Saturday, what did he fire off another
66 maybe
66 I think. Yeah, so
he played well on Saturday.
He was in one of the final groups.
Yeah, he was one shot back.
One shot back.
My question for you guys is: it like, do we think Spieth's back, or is this just like, okay, he always plays well at Colonial? Like Colonial.
I guess we'll see this week.
That's like kind of not his home course, but like he's from around there, and he always plays well there.
I think this was the perfect tournament for him for the PGA Tour to come back on because
gives him some confidence.
It gives him confidence going to everything else, and like he knows okay, I can compete with these guys again. Like I can play well. I just gotta figure out like Sunday and like get back into that groove. I think he's gonna play a lot better. Hopefully, compete at like majors and stuff like that this year.
And speaking of one of those courses that Bryson might be able to take advantage of, TPC Hardy Park, where the PGA Championship is this year in August, is a go, but without fans. And there are some mixed reviews on Twitter from that because there was rumors about TPC Sawgrass having it possibly with fans because I think maybe the Florida like state laws are different. I'm not really sure what the details are on that. But like, which would you rather it be at? Like there in San Francisco without fans or TPC Sawgrass with fans?
Fans.
I would like fans too. I mean, like obviously you want to see different courses.
Yeah.
But the players only got one round in.
Exactly.
So if you go and have a major at if you go and have a major at Sawgrass with fans, I think that would be interesting.
It would. Yeah. But I also think it's important to like, you know.
Oh, it is.
I mean, I feel like you can't.
Like San Francisco.
Yeah, you can't do that to like TPC Harding Park has probably been waiting for this for like 6 years. For a while. Like,
yeah,
it's like unfair to take it away from them.
But a major at Sawgrass, like that'd have a really cool vibe. It'd be like the players, but like
probably feel like the players.
Steroids.
Yeah, I feel like
it'd be similar to the players. I think it'd be like even more important because like okay, it's like you're basically playing like both tournaments, the PGA and the players in one, because you didn't get to play the players this year.
I mean, the only thing about going back to Sawgrass, didn't the Corn Ferry Tour just play there?
They
last
did.
Week?
They did.
Yeah.
And like I think Luke List won. So like,
Did he actually?
He'll probably be eligible for the
whatever.
the PGA Championship. Yeah. So if they had the PGA Championship there, like some guys are playing it like 3 times almost. Like they
I
play
feel
the
like that's
players.
another VJ Singh situation where it's like, why is he playing? And
I mean, he's got to make money. He's got to
Does
keep
he?
his card
He
too.
withdrew. Oh, Luke List.
Yeah.
I mean, Luke List is probably there just because either he didn't qualify for the Charles
He didn't
Schwab,
qualify for Charles Schwab, so
or
he's
it's
playing
just like he wasn't. I feel like I haven't heard his name on tour in a long time. So maybe it's just like on web.com.
He's still on tour, but
Or
like
Corn
he
Ferry.
didn't qualify, so he played in the Corn Ferry
Why
event.
not?
And won.
Like if you can win there, like just
I
like
guess.
get your
That's
like
fair.
it's not VJ where he's like the top
he's
former
not
top
VJ.
player in the
Yeah,
world.
no, he's not VJ where he's like made his money already. Like,
Yeah,
he's
made
still
like
gotta
millions
make
and
his
millions of
money.
dollars and won the Masters. Like it's different if it's like
His
Luke
tour
List.
card is
Oh.
not even safe. Like
Luke List. I was thinking of Luke Donald.
Oh no, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Big difference. Yeah.
Big difference. Because Luke Donald, I was like, Luke Donald's made
Luke
probably
Donald
close
was
as
like
much.
he was like number 1 in the world for like a long time.
Luke List, right,
Yeah.
right.
whichever. He actually Luke List finished 6th in the PGA last year. Low-key.
Damn.
PGA at Bethpage.
Yep. Bethpage.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Did not remember that at all.
And before we move into like the RBC Heritage at Harbour Town this week, I came up with a little bit of a hypothetical this week. How many over par do you think you are in your lifetime? And do you think that like all pros, most pros, some pros are like under par in their lifetime?
I bet Tiger's like so far under par. I feel
Well,
like
yeah,
it's
because
not
he was a
fun.
prodigy at age.
Yeah, but by like age 10, he was like
Okay,
by
so
age 10 he was shooting like 71.
This is a hard question, but I would have to like take the number of rounds I played, which I couldn't even count.
per
So-
year. Just do it
per year.
But when you
But,
started-
but when I started playing golf, it was like, okay, let's break 100. You know what I mean, right? And then like it turned into let's break 90, let's break 80. Like we're at let's break 80 right now. Like I would have to like find an average number and like multiply it by like the amount of rounds I played. And
I
it'd
feel
be
like
like
this- I feel like
be like a
it's so
crazy
hard.
amount of number over par. Like because I'm probably like at the moment like 17 over par like average this
Per
year
round?
probably right now per round, and I don't know how many rounds do
Okay,
you think we
but
played.
what do you do? You think pros are under par? Because like not all of them were like prodigies.
You gotta like think like what
I
would
bet
they
they're-
shoot?
I
Like,
think
what
they're-
were how often did they play when they were kids, and like what they shoot when they were kids? Because you're saying lifetime right now.
Well, even when they're kids, like yeah, they're not like Tiger prodigies, but they're still prodigies. Like they're still like really
Yeah.
good. Like they're still like Justin Thomas
But
and Jordan Spieth are still playing.
when you're like 9
sick
years
events.
old. Like, when do you start playing like your real like first 18 like holes of golf?
It's hard to
Like,
get back from a bunch of rounds over like 30 over
yeah,
par.
exactly.
Yeah. Oh no, it is.
When you're like first starting.
yeah, because like once you go like 30 over par, it's like okay, you have to like play like 5 or like at least like maybe like 10 rounds. Like
I would
3
say they're
par.
under. I would say they're probably
I say
under.
I
I say
you
they're
say
probably
under?
under par like 10 strokes maybe.
I
20
bet it's really. I bet considering from their life, from their whole life, I feel like when they're younger, I feel like they're a little bit over par. I feel like some people could.
I mean,
be
they still
on
shoot
par.
over par like on rounds.
Yeah.
That's true.
I bet like Justin Thomas and like the real like Spieth. I feel like those guys are like maybe more under par. Like Rory, I feel like is probably more under par. But like maybe like guys like I don't know, Brendan Todd. I feel like he's over par.
Maybe.
Just because he hadn't made a cut in like 4
Yeah.
or 5 years, so maybe he's not.
I mean, let's say I played 25 rounds of golf at an average of 17 over par. That puts me 425 over par.
And that's
for
over-
just
oh
this
my God,
this
yeah.
year.
That's hard.
we're,
Come back
we're,
to.
we're probably like I'm probably like
Pros
you guys
are over
probably
par. Pros are over
yeah
par.
they're over par.
Yeah,
like it's
so that you just have to put that into it.
That's
some
a
are
lot.
probably closer, but yeah, jeez.
I got a long way to go to get under par, and that's just this year. Like,
But yeah, you're 425 over. If you had to guess, 425 over par
yeah, probably
this
around
year.
there. Yes.
That's hard to come back
Yeah,
from.
Probably
all
over
probably
that.
around. We're probably all around like 1,000 over par
Yeah.
in our lifetime.
More than that.
Yeah,
All right,
way
the climb.
more.
All right. The climb starts now.
Come
Go
on,
back
Grant.
to even par.
I got to shoot like 10 under every round for the next 10 years to like
Yeah,
break that.
jeez.
And then you get
Tender.
an 8 on the first hole.
Yeah.
Back to-
All right, back to the drawing board.
All right. So we got the RBC Heritage this week. We've played there before at Harbour Town. I mean, what do you shoot there?
87.
All right, and then we shot,
I think I shot like a 97, but like,
I hit a sick drive on the first hole, and then I hit.
I hit a good drive on the first hole
by a
too.
tree and hit the tree.
I remember you went. I think you went first, and your friend Patrick, who's also really good at golf, went second. Both striped them. And Pat and I were like.
I was like, I was feeling good walking in the fairway. I'm like, this is nice.
I wasn't feeling good at all, like stepping up to that tee shot. But I think I actually striped one too, and I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pat, I don't know what you did, but
I don't know. I think I just like put it in the rough or something. I think it was fine. I didn't shank it off the first tee.
I wonder what our four caddy was like expecting out of the foursome.
I mean, caddies see like bad golf like every day.
Oh, they do.
I know. I'm just wondering when he saw the three of us and like one
especially
other come up. I wonder what he was expecting.
Especially at a PGA Tour course, like you're expecting like. You're not expecting anyone to shoot like 72 or something like that.
Yeah, like you're expecting like a 90s, 100.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to shoot like 90s, 100s. Yeah.
I mean, my game is in a completely different state now.
I know,
than when it was.
From when it was. I think there would be a good like 20-something stroke difference in my.
We should have all like. I wish we could all play like we were like in season, because like that was March still. We were all like kind of like. Even me and like Patrick were still like figuring stuff out.
But the two of us were like still at the like break 90 phase of our
games.
Like.
So, but yeah, what was your favorite hole this week?
Right, so
at
I have the
Town?
scorecard right here. Honestly, one of the most beautiful scorecards I've ever seen. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And I was just like kind of looking at the holes, and like obviously you remember 16, 17, and 18 the best because that's like when it opens up near the end, where there's like you're kind of on the coastline.
Right.
But I did like search it up, and I do remember 14 was a par 3 of like a long carry over water.
And the hole before that was cool too.
The hole before that was like a
par 4,
like dogleg left.
And the bunkers,
right in front of the green.
Bunkers are cool, yeah.
I'm gonna go 14, that par 3 over water. Like anytime there's like a nice par 3 over water, I think that's a cool horse. Hole.
I really like 9.
I like 9 as well.
We were going over this before, and the reason I like 9 was, I mean, first of all, I think it's like a pretty cool hole because it leads into the clubhouse, which is like, because like behind the green is the clubhouse, which is also kind of nerve wracking at the same time. It's like that at the 9th hole at your country
Silver
club,
Spring,
at Silver Spring. Like I'm always like worried to like skull it over the green,
like minute.
But I did at Harbour Town, and it short hopped like the wall in front of the putting green and just spins right back onto the green to like 15 feet.
And there's just like people sitting on the
people are having like drinks,
yeah. So that's probably my best memory from that course.
I love that clubhouse too.
And it is a cool hole because there is that fairway bunker in the middle of the
the green was like a U. The bunkers around the green was like a U too. It was like
there's a
cool
lot.
green.
I mean, we'll get into the course.
It was short, but it was a cool green.
We'll get into the course preview shortly, but there's a lot of holes here where there's like they're just guarded by bunkers at the front.
Yeah. And a lot of tree lined holes, which you wouldn't we didn't really necessarily expect when we got there. Like only like
you thought it was a links course, and it's really not a links course. No. It's literally one of the tighter courses.
The only holes are like 15, like 16, which I forgot 15 was the par 5, not 16. 16 was the par 4, but that was like still kind of going toward the water. Then 17, 18 are like on the water.
Yeah,
like,
whatever. 17, I probably told the story like 6 times already on this podcast, but like 17, I hit the stands on the right of the like green. Because it was like a par 3 coming in, like there were stands because
they were setting up
before the RBC.
It was March, yeah.
So I hit the stands and got like a free drop like right next to the green.
Yeah. Are you going with hole number 9, or what's your favorite hole?
The 15 was a cool par 5. I'll go with that. You went with, I love hole number 9, but I feel like 15 was a really cool hole too.
Yeah.
It's a par 5, like kind of like a dog leg left, like kind of like.
I remember that one pretty well.
Yeah, that one was cool. I like that hole. Right. The stands are like there's a bunch of huge stands right there.
I mean,
too.
Obviously you could say 18. That's like the signature hole. Like
yeah,
you play the whole. You play the whole round
trying
18. To get to like you're waiting for that like view to come out like on 18.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, I had some trouble on that hole, but
you did have more trouble on that hole.
I was looking at the scorecard. It's not as deep as a bunker as you think. So I think I was just like. I think I was just really bad at bunkers at the time, and I just like couldn't get out in general.
Were you in the bunker behind? Or
it's not that I couldn't get
behind.
It's not that I couldn't get out of the bunker. It's that I just like kept like not sculling it or just like hitting it over the green, and then I would like, and then I think I went back into the bunker, and he's like, "You should pick up the caddy." And I was like,
"Yeah."
No, because we finished putting out in the green, and Pat's like still in the bunker.
we're waiting. We're standing there waiting. I'm like, okay,
all right, fair. But yeah, on that note. You can start the course preview.
All right, yeah. So
before we get some
course
DFS.
preview, Harbour Town Golf Links. It's a Pete Dye course, which even though it's a shorter distance, it's going to play tough. We're at par 71, 7,100 yards this week. There's only 3 par 5s on the course, 2, 5, and 15, like Trevor mentioned before.
There's only 2 par 5s this past week.
Well, it was a par 70 last week, par 71. So these are 2 of the shortest courses on.
I remember hole 2 at Harbour Town too. I remember that was a nice hole. Split fairway, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and like the par 5s are important this week because like those are going to be the 3 easiest holes on the course. So you got to score well on those.
Right.
There's going to be high rough. I could definitely attest to that because I spent plenty of time in the rough there. Small Bermuda greens, and like smaller than most greens on tour. Like I was reading something where like the average size of a tour green is like 2 times the size of the greens at Harbour Town.
Damn.
There's a lot of runoff areas on each green in the front and the back, and like a lot of, like I said before, a lot of the greens are guarded by deep bunkers.
And they also have they have the what is it like it's the wooden. What do you call those?
The wooden like
it's like a facade kind of.
Yeah, I don't know what the word.
I don't know what the word is for that. Either way, I feel like it's like at Sawgrass.
The lip of the bunker goes right up to like wood. It's not. It's not like curves back down. Like so, if you hit it up against like up to the top of the bunker, it'll like drop back down. It's like you could be right up against the wood. And it goes
backwards. Like
you could be right up against the wood, and be absolutely screwed.
So it is one of the tightest courses on the PGA Tour, which is like kind of hard to believe because you see Harbour Town golf links and you think like, oh, it's an open links course, but that's really not the case. Mm-hmm. It's really the only links hole on the entire course is the signature 18th hole. Trees block a lot of approaches and they're like really high, like thick trees. So like there's gonna be no cutting corners this week at Bryson. Like he's not even gonna. They're not gonna try because like you can't get over those trees.
I mean, they can hit the ball so high.
They can hit the ball so high, but I don't think you could get over those trees. It's gonna be hard. I mean, we'll see him try it, but like
he probably will.
He might get into trouble if he does that.
Yeah.
Past winners: CT Pan, Satoshi Kodaira.
Pretty much Kodaira. Like, pretty much like
it's like
it's pretty random because it's usually
Brandon Grace has won. Jim
This will be different this year though.
It's usually right after the Masters, and like not a lot of guys are coming back to Harbour Town.
Yeah. Unless you're an RBC sponsor like Dustin Johnson and
Jason Day's
Jason Day, Matt Kuchar.
Yeah,
right.
So the signature hole, obviously, as I said before, is number 18. And it's actually a pretty tough hole. You have to play it over the coastline for 2 different shots. So the first shot's like 280 to 300 yards over the coast into like a little drop area, and then to get to the green, you have to play it another 170 in. So, and like obviously there's bunkers around the back and stuff like that. Stats to look out for this week: driving accuracy is a big one because, like I said, short like narrow fairways is going to be tough to hit the fairway this week. Strokes gained and ball striking is always an important stat, so keep in mind. And then strokes gained approach, because of the small greens, like you're better off if you land on the green than if you're short.
I feel like we say strokes gained approach is like the biggest stat every week, but I think
this week it's even more.
It is pretty important.
With those Pete Dye greens.
Also, there was a crazy stat last week that I heard. I couldn't remember the exact stat, but it's like somewhere like over like 85% of the field is actually previously won on the PGA Tour.
This week?
Yeah, like who's in the field this week. And then like players to keep an eye on, like kind of based on the past and like how the course plays.
Some
Matt
Kuchar,
horses,
or what's it called?
Course horses. Yeah, Matt Kuchar.
Kuchar's a big one.
Kevin Kisner, Webb Simpson, Billy Horschel, and Charles Howell III.
Right. All right.
And that kind of wraps up the preview.
So before we get into our DraftKings like questions from the Facebook group, our DFS picks, all that, I want to give a quick shout out to DraftKings. The PGA Tour is back, just as we said last week. We have a full weekend of golf ahead of us. Even though the trophy is reserved for the winner, the big cash prizes don't have to be. To add to the excitement, DraftKings, the official daily fantasy game of the PGA Tour, is putting you in the center of the action with a free shot at the $1 million top prize with your first deposit. It's easy to play. You just pick the 6 golfers, you stay under the salary cap, and you submit your lineup before the tournament tees off on Thursday morning, and then you sit back and follow the action. The more red numbers you have on the leaderboard, the closer you are to winning some money. You should rack up points for pars, birdies, finishing position, all that. Doesn't get any closer to a major than this tournament, last tournament, everyone's playing. So with all the heavy hitters taking the course and $1 million up for grabs, go to DraftKings. What you have to do is you have to download the DraftKings app, use PIP20 at the promo code, for a free shot at the $1 million top prize with your first deposit. That's promo code PIP20 to get a free shot at $1 million with the first deposit. And that's only at DraftKings. So you do have to have a minimum $5 deposit required. So let's get into the
business of making money.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. Let's get into our picks. Or no, let's get into the questions of the week that I posted in the Facebook group. So Brandon Dick said, is Siwoo Kim a lock at a Pete Dye course? And we'll get more into this in the DFS segment. But what we've gone over is that with some research last night is that this is a thing.
Yeah. So Siwoo Kim is a Pete Dye specialist. He also has a second place finish at the RBC Heritage in the past. A win at the Players, 6 top 25 finishes at Pete Dye courses, and he's like 13th in stroke gained on Pete Dye courses since 2014.
So and what I would want to
Siwoo Kim,
just Siwoo Kim. He's like not that good like in a lot of other places, but for some reason when he plays a Pete Dye course, which are like considered the hardest courses on tour sometimes.
Well, when he won the Players, he dominated the Players. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he was up by like 3 the entire final round or something like that.
So I wouldn't call him a lock, but like. He is a really good pick him. So like we found his salary is like $6,700 this week. So like he's a great value pick.
Something to keep an eye on.
If people don't know about this, like he could be a good value pick and like a low end guy to have.
Here's the thing. Week. I think you got to keep an eye on how many like percentage ownage he has, because like if everybody's just seen this stat that he's sick at Pete Dye courses and everyone picks him and he doesn't do that well, then it's just like you're not going to do that well. It's the same thing with like guys like Spieth last week who ended up doing well, but stuff like that. So I think that's something to keep an eye on. We have him in our DraftKings.
If you're looking at a low value pick, like I mean we're early in the week here. It's only Tuesday, so like we're not sure what the percentage of ownership is going to be yet. But if his ownership's down, like I would look into picking him as like.
But those numbers, they don't. I feel like those numbers don't lie. He's pretty solid at Pete Dye courses, which is just a weird phenomenon.
It's kind of random, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I bet you can lock him in for like a top like 20. Maybe not like any higher than that. Like maybe like if he like plays well, maybe we'll get higher than that. And it's a better field this week too. But like I feel like top 20 is pretty reasonable for him to get. And so if you're paying $6,700 for him. Top 20 is pretty good. Yeah,
top 20, that's great.
Top 20 is great.
Yeah, and the next guy, Austin, I feel like he just split up his first and last, or his first name. I don't know.
I like that.
He said, so this tournament's usually skipped over because of the Masters. So I need a guy like I don't know how to say that name, Uline. Peter Uline. Yeah, he came in like 6th this week or T7. Okay. So essentially, he just took a roundabout way of being like,
"Is he like?
Do you want to sleep? Like, who's a sleeper this week?"
Well, I'm gonna say that, like, yes, it's usually skipped because of the Masters, but you saw what happened last week. Like, not that field is as stacked as it's ever gonna be at Colonial, and like, if you looked at the leaderboard,
you still have guys.
Yeah, if you looked at the leaderboard in the top 10, you had like the top like 5 players.
Yeah, it was literally a major leaderboard. Like it was like all the big names.
Like the big names are gonna play well.
But think about it. Jason Kokrak came and
he came from out of nowhere.
Peter Uline came out of nowhere.
I mean, yeah, people are gonna always come out of nowhere. That happens everywhere. But like I'm just saying, like the top guys are gonna play well, and like a top guy could win.
You're not saying he's not going to win. Though.
But like, yeah, if it's sleepers, like definitely guys like that could.
I think one of those guys I've seen a lot this week is Brian Harmon. He plays well here. I also
I like Furyk.
We came up with Jim Furyk's a good one. I don't know if he's really a sleeper.
But he's like I mean his salary is really low.
Older. Yeah,
because he's one, but I feel like he plays it like every single year because he's an RBC guy.
Yeah, and he's the leader in driving accuracy on the tour.
Exactly, almost 80% or something like that.
Like that's driving distance though.
Oh, not even close.
It doesn't matter this week.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, he was only like 282 yards off the tee, but like he's like 80% driving accuracy and like 75% greens regulation. That's pretty good. And he's played this course a million times probably. So,
what were you about to say?
We were doing some research last night. Ches Reeves, another one of those guys who like is a sleeper this week probably. And who was the other one?
I really like Billy Horschel, which like we'll get to that into my DraftKings picks, but.
Yeah, I don't know if Billy Horschel is really a sleeper.
I mean, 7-7, that's mid-level.
I guess.
Yeah.
So do we want to move into the picks?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll start with the picks because
let's preface this because we did this. We picked our players before we got here. I'm just saying by the end of it because Jeek and I have very similar picks. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, do you want to go over?
Let's go over last week. So I had Ricky and Kevin Na. They both missed the cut. Not a great. I mean,
you were riding high on Ricky too. Riding real high.
And when we had our guest on last week,
you're like Ricky.
He was like, I don't know about Ricky.
Whatever. Sometimes you go on the limb and it doesn't work out, but you got to go on the limb once in a while. I guess going out for Ricky isn't really going out on a limb. No. But I'm the matchup guru.
You are the matchup guy. You're the matchup guy.
You picked Ricky, who you liked, and the last year's winner last week.
That's true.
That's right.
That's so true. Really went out on a limb there.
But I had good reason for it. But obviously it didn't work out. But my matchups last week went 4-1 on the Instagram. Yeah. So
yeah, he's just a matchup guy.
Just defending myself a little bit there.
Last week I had Justin Rose, who had a big bounce back week, finished T3rd. Played really well last week. Hopefully he's back. And Joel Damon.
Bucket hat man.
Yeah, bucket hat guy. He finished he had a top 20. He was a T19, so pretty good week this last week.
Yeah.
I had Kuchar, which I thought was a lock to finish like top 20.
Yeah, we were high on Kuchar last week and didn't play well.
But I did have the winner, Daniel Berger, in my picks.
Trev picks winners.
I pick winners. I'm leaning I have two winners on this year?
You also had Finau when he blew it to Webb Simpson.
Yes, I was so pissed at that. I was so annoyed.
Express? The American Express? Yeah. Is that right?
I think
no. That was the Waste Management.
Oh, it was
Waste Management? Yeah,
okay. Similar desert.
Yeah, course, Waste Management. But to preface that, I should have known that the Puerto Rican Open curse was in effect there, so I should have known that.
Same thing with Hovland.
Yeah. Second place finishes aren't bad, but.
But also, like in my best bet picks, I had Morikawa. So I had
you were going to have a winner.
I was going to win. When we went to the playoff, I had Morikawa and Berger, so I would have had a winner either way, which I was very happy
anyway,
about.
Like even with Pat's 2 missed cuts last week, having 3 top 20s
and a winner,
that's pretty good.
2 top 20s and a winner,
yeah. So who wants to start?
Okay, I'll start because I kind of mentioned him already.
Yeah, snake draft.
Billy Horschel at 7,700. He's 10 to 12 cuts this year. Just like big stats this week, 26 in strokes gained off the tee, which is like pretty up there. Like it's okay. He's 66 driving accuracy, which is also like pretty solid. I think that's 38th on tour. He's played in 6 RBC Heritages, and he had a top 5 finish in 2018. So I don't know. His game fits well this week. He's not a long hitter. He's pretty accurate. Like at 7-7, that's like a mid to low value pick. So I like Billy Horschel this week.
So one of the guys I'm going with this week is Patrick Reed. I mean, I don't like the guy very much, but
But you seem to always pick him.
Well, saying
I really do. I do pick him a decent amount. I mean, he's a good player. Like I picked him this week for my picks. I think he actually when I bet on him, I think he lost, and when I bet against him, he won. So that was a little tough.
What's his salary?
8,800, which
that's it's pretty good for
Patrick.
Patrick.
That's not it's high, but it's pretty. It's pretty, mid top tier. So he's strokes gained putting, he's 2. Around the green, like scrambling is going to be big this week since like you're not going to hit the green every time, even though that is a very important stat. Strokes gained around the green, he's 25th. He's really good track record in windy conditions, both like over across the pond and in the U.S. He was T15 at Arnold Palmer, I think this year. So I think he'll do well this week.
Okay.
And he played well last week too.
And he played really well last week. He got a T7, I think. He was 13 under.
Mm-hmm. So I'm basing my picks more off of not like course record, like this course. I'm basing just like last week and like performance, like overall, because like the field is so different. I feel like it's like not like it's hard to pick. So I'll go Abraham Answer at 8,000. He played well last week, finished like top 10 last week, or top 15. He's top 10 in the field in scrambling. He's obviously a good ball striker, and he's still up and coming. Like he's still like making his like way up from the President's Cup. Like he's played really well.
He's made 10 straight cuts.
Yeah, he's playing sick golf.
We'll get back to that. That stat.
We'll get back to that
and my next one was Gary Woodland, 8,400. Played well last week. he has length, but he can hit that stinger off the tee like every hole. I swear, I feel like, and he's just gonna like
I
hit
love
it straight
his swing.
Oh, it's so cool. It's so
he's
so much so pure.
Is it like lag in that? Swing?
Yeah, lag.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
like you can see when he's setting up for it. I'm like watch this,
and like it's pure every single time. I think he's probably literally one of the best iron players like in the field, like on tour.
We'll get to the stats. We'll get to the stats later.
Yeah, Jake has the stats already. Go.
Yeah.
And he's top in the field in terms of fairways, scrambling, greens, regulation. And he played well last week, so I think he's going to carry that over.
I'm staying with a similar trend with my second one. At 8,000, we got Tyrrell Hatton. He won the Arnold Palmer, so I mean I'm putting a little bit of stock into that.
Emphasis on the windy conditions.
Yes. Yeah, emphasis on the windy conditions.
You already know you're putting emphasis on windy conditions, and then like they'll come out to Harbour Town this week and there'll be no wind.
What I'm hearing is that there will be like 7 to 9 mile per hour winds on Thursday and Friday. And then during the weekend, it really kicks up to like 12 miles per hour and above, which I'm pretty sure that's like decently high.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty high. Yeah. You're playing. Yeah.
And he's in strokes gained around the green. He's 12th. I think this is a week that he comes back and plays pretty well.
Okay. With my second pick, I'm kind of with Trev, like going with who played well last week and whatever, and like so what kind of on that. Harold Varner III, he's at 7,400, which is kind of low for somebody who finished pretty well last week. He was a 36-hole leader last week.
Yeah, that's true.
He's 10 of 14 cuts, which is pretty good. 21st in strokes gained off the tee, 24th in strokes gained total, and 17th in strokes gained tee to green. So he's having a really good ball striking year, and like I just think at that value, he's one of those guys kind of in the middle there that could kind of come up and win the tournament. And I also feel like he's due. He's like played well in a lot of tournaments and kind of like didn't play as well on the weekend. I think like Harold Varner's going to win a tournament this year. I just don't know when.
Yeah. Another guy that I forgot to mention with sleepers was Adam Hadwin. I don't think he has a great course history here, but I think this is a little bit different of a week. And I agree. So he's a really good putter.
I mean, if we're gonna mention another sleeper, I might as well shout out Corey Connors. He's a really good ball striker. So
both Canadian.
And he's both Canadian. That's why I remembered it. Fourth in greens and regulation. So
right,
he's a good sleeper.
So now we can move on to our best bets and now we can move into our best bets and our winners. Last week, I think we all went over.
I was this close to having 5 points. Though.
I didn't think Bubba Watson was going to play well last week, and he played pretty well. So.
Yeah. So you want to go first again, just for the.
So like Trev mentioned, Abraham answered before, and I struggled to find like a lock bet this week, so this is not really going out on a limb that much.
It's just safe.
Yeah, it's just safe, really safe. But like I looked at it, and like I was looking at all the other guys and the betting odds, and so this week I have Abraham answer to make the cut minus 200. And like just looking at the betting odds, like the top players are like minus 715, minus 500, minus 400, minus 275. Like somebody who's made the cut 10 starts in a row and played well last week, 3 top 10 finishes this year, like at minus 200, that seems like it's a little like off, like doesn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, minus 200 is pretty crazy for that because like I mean
he's made 10 straight cuts, so like minus 200, like that's almost a lock in my opinion. But
right. I feel like that's about as far as I'll go.
I think he was actually cut last year.
I mean, that's about as like minus 200 is about as far as I'll like it's
right.
Those odds are not that great, but that's about
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Better than anyone else.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope he'll miss the cut this week, I'm sure.
Right. And the one that I got is Ian Poulter over Sergio Garcia.
It's pretty safe.
I think Ian Poulter, it's minus 130. It's a tournament matchup. I think Ian Poulter's game, just in general this year and last week, it showed, is in a lot better shape. He was 7 under. I think he was T29. And Sergio Garcia missed the cut. So I'm just really low on Sergio Garcia most of the time, I feel like.
You love picking those fan favorites, Patrick Reed, Ian Poulter.
Everyone loves those guys.
Yeah, everybody loves those guys.
So, yeah, that's what I'm going with this week. Oh, and then are we also doing a winner? Or
we'll go back to
Go back, yeah. So my best bet, I saw this on Bovada. John Rahm, top continental European. So no England, no Northern Ireland. He's plus 125, and everyone after him is like Hovland, Sergio, Rafa Cabrera-Barro, and like Victor Perez.
Okay, I didn't even see
our
that
guy
one.
Victor Perez.
Victor Perez, our guy, and like Bernard Langer and like Rory Sabatini. So like it's and Hovland's like plus 500 after that.
I didn't
So
even. I didn't even see
that
one. Like I didn't find that.
I actually think Hovland might have a decent week this week.
No, I think he will too. But I think Rahm, like I mean,
yeah, it is a pretty.
With getting plus money for Rahm to do the best out of like those like 6 other guys, like I feel like it's like really like good value.
Yeah.
So should I do my winner now too?
Sure.
All right. My winner, Gary Woodland.
Yeah, he stole my winner from me.
I decided this last night too, which is funny. As I mentioned before, I just played well last week. Similar course, stinger off the tee every single hole.
Yeah, no, I'll chime in here because he's actually also my winner this week. We decided this like by ourselves, and just like looking at the value, like that's plus 3,500. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and he's a top tier player.
He's top tier player. He's 7th in strokes gained approach, which is like a good stat this week. Stingers off the tee, like I said, like he barely misses fairways with those, and like there's not gonna be a lot of drivers this week. 3 par 5s, I don't think so. Like looking at the stats and like how he played last week, and like I don't know, just Gary Woodland being Gary Woodland, I think that's a good pick as a winner.
I definitely agree.
Yeah,
that's great value.
Also, like they were making a big deal about it last week. You know how Bryson like put on weight. Gary Woodland actually took off weight.
I saw him.
Yeah, like he looks like different. He like lost his face like weight, whatever. He took off weight and he played well. And he didn't hit the he hit the ball just as far. Like it's not like So like maybe that's like a factor. Maybe that's a factor.
I saw it on Sunday because I did hear at some point during the week that he lost weight, and then I saw that I was like, oh my god! Like you're right. His face does look different.
Gary put in the work during
during
quarantine.
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
So yeah, my winner, it's going the same way. Fan favorite Patrick Reed, plus 3,000. I mean, a pretty big, or not a big name one this week, but Daniel Berger. Like it made sense, and like there's a bunch of big names at the top. So I think it'll be a lot of the same this week.
Yeah.
I think P. Reed comes back and at least cracks like the top 10. I think he'll contend.
In a way, you could say like yeah, it's like hard to pick like who's going to win all this, but I feel like in a way you could say like okay, the top guys are going to play well because like they want to get back into like the swing of things.
But
like,
then a guy like Daniel Berger wins.
But he's he's a well-known name kind of.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of flipped off the past couple.
I think
years,
the consistent money comes in like with like matchups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But every once in a while you can get a winner and make some money there. Like Daniel Berger. I'm not sure. I couldn't find what his like odds were last week, but I can imagine they were pretty high.
I think they were plus like.
Well, yeah, it's because the field was stacked and Daniel Berger's like a mid-level.
Yeah, mid-level guy.
Yeah, so I imagine it's like probably Kevin Kisner was like plus 7,000, so I'd imagine he was
lower than him.
Yeah. So if you bet on him this week, which you should have, considering.
Yeah, but it's so easy to say that like you.
Obviously.
But you do this all the time. You're like you're the winner. You're the winner's guy.
Yeah, the winner's got two winners so far this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's it for those. We're also going to be doing a segment on Golf City Bets called Skins. So make sure to tune into their Instagram for that.
Yeah, IGTV.
Yeah. Let's cap it off with our birdies and bogeys of the week.
I'll go first because I just thought of them and they're like in my head.
Okay.
All right, so my birdie of the week, Phil Mickelson, 50th birthday today, eligible for the PGA Tour Champions.
That would be unfair.
Him on the Champions Tour would be so funny.
That'd be hilarious. I would love to see him just play one event.
Yeah,
but like, I don't know. Happy 50th, Phil. Best Cavs on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My bogey of the week is short putting. Obviously, Xander Schauffele missed his short putt, and Morikawa missed his short putt. So like. Maybe that's the last thing to come back. These guys haven't been playing for a while, and the short putting just goes away.
Do you think that's rust? At least a little bit of rust, maybe?
I don't know if necessarily it's rust. I mean, it could be. I mean, you don't see that happen that often. I saw Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth missed like 2 short putts this week. I don't know.
Kokrak like missed like
and
one like
everybody.
Really short putt.
Everybody who came up on 18 too. Like these putts weren't short; they were hard putts. But
like,
everybody on 18 had a chance to post that 15 underscore. Right?
And
there was 4 or 5 guys, and they missed by like an inch. Like I thought Rose like drained his putt, and it like just curved off on the side. So like I don't know, putting this week was tough for the pros.
I mean, it could be a little bit of rust, but like also I feel like I was like, okay, maybe it's a little bit of pressure. It's a pressure, but like there's no fans there, so I feel like there's not as much pressure. But I mean it's still a PGA Tour event, so I'm not.
Yeah, that's weird. You just never see them miss like.
It's so weird when they're like when they're setting up like a gimme putt and they like just they lip it out.
It's weird.
All right, so my birdie of the week is going to be about my own game. and I think the bogey might be as well. The birdie is the other day I was playing Silver Spring, Trevor's club. Not with Trevor though. My friend is in not the bag room. He's like a locker room attendant.
He works at the halfway house.
He works at the halfway house. He does a lot of stuff there. Whatever. He shines shoes.
He's a utility man.
He shines shoes. He's
utility man.
He actually he says to me, he's like, yeah, Mr. Jones always gives me the crispest $5 bill when I shine his shoes. And I'm like,
that's so funny.
But anyway, so my birdie is that I started through 4 holes. I was 1 under, and then things fell apart, and I think I double bogeyed like 5 holes in a row. But my bogey is that like I straight up was not supposed to be out there apparently. You're only like members can be out there and like the people who work there. Like you're technically like a guest of worker. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Welsh. My friend he texted or FaceTimed me at like midnight, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come play Silver Spring with me tomorrow?" I'm like, am I allowed to? And he was like, yeah, it's no problem. I texted my boss. So I was like, okay. And then we're on like the second hole, par 5, and the new starter like rolls up and he's like, you guys got to check in. He's like, oh, I work here. It's fine. I text my boss. He's like, okay, does he work here too? He's like, yeah, he's kitchen staff. I'm like, what? I was so surprised. I was about to say, no, I don't work here. And I was like, well, am I not supposed to be here? Like, it just made it really uncomfortable. Because every time I saw like a worker around or something, I was like, oh no, are they like
jump in the bushes?
No, are they rolling up to like shit me out of here? And I'm never allowed back.
That's so funny.
Whatever. I like since you went and played yesterday, I played by myself yesterday, and I played 2 balls in every hole, and literally played a match against myself.
I feel like that's kind of fun. Like you playing 2 balls against. Like
it was fun, except for the fact that I was walking and I would hit 1 ball to the left, 1 ball to the right. I walked 12 miles yesterday.
Yeah.
And Silver Mine is a very short course.
I walked 6. He also played like 25 holes.
Oh yeah, my dad was playing. My dad was playing behind me in a foursome with like business associates. So like I was done like I was probably 5-6 holes ahead of him. Oh yeah. Like by the time I got through, because I was single. So like when I was done, I was like, all right, back to 1. So I played like 1 and 2 like twice, and then he came up to 16, which is behind 1. So I played 1 again, and then played 16, 17, and 18, or no, 17, 18. Like back to the house. So I played like 25 holes yesterday.
That's pretty fun though.
That's a lot. That's 12 miles.
That's a lot of walking.
It's a lot of walking. Yeah. All right. So my birdie is I had 2 played yesterday. I hadn't been playing that great since I shot 71, but I did shoot 71. Was that before?
That was
last week. Yeah, that's after. But I played yesterday. I was 3 over through 2 going in the back, and then birdie 12, hit to like literally like 2 inches on 15. Like I almost had a hole in 1, and then made like a 20-footer on 18 to shoot.
I was in the front bunker like, before the green.
Front bunker?
Yeah.
I don't like 15 anymore.
It was tough.
But so I finally got my game back on track. Played a little better yesterday. Bogey is PGA Tour. Nobody wanted to wear a mic. Nobody besides Ricky.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is like
Adam Hadwin said he would.
Adam, but like
next week.
No one wants to hear Adam Hadwin talk.
I want to hear Ricky. I guess I'm fine. I'll take anything I can get. But like I'm surprised more guys didn't want to wear mics. Which I wonder why that's the. I wonder why that's the case.
I guess when you're in tournament mode, like you don't have to worry about that.
I'm surprised Justin Thomas didn't want to wear a mic. Like he declined it.
Which honestly didn't really make like they obviously he was wearing a mic, it was fine, but like they had enough, like there was no crowd and they had like
like you could hear it.
Like when they got to the CBS coverage, like the first thing on the CBS coverage, like John Rahm like sweared, like and you could hear it like crisply, and Jim Nance was like sorry Phil, like obviously there's no fans, there's no fans here, like
yeah.
I mean Justin Thomas was really funny to hear like the whole like thing where he's like, just like pointed to like the right. He's like get lucky like that was really funny. But
yeah, that was like Ricky did that like I don't know when that was but that was like earlier in the season. Did the same exact thing.
But I think it's out of expected more guys than just Ricky to wear mics. I guess they're all like focused, like don't want to have to worry about like talking to people or like entertaining and stuff like that. I guess if anyone would, I'd be like feel like it'd be Phil and Ricky. Like those are 2 guys who would like do that.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe more guys will become more comfortable doing that. Yeah. Like maybe Ricky will talk to them or something like that. I have no idea. But
another birdie of the week for all of us is like the stuff that we've been getting. Like Holderness and Bourne, also Trap Golf. Shout out to them. They sent us all stuff, and they sent me like a handwritten letter. They wrote on the letter Golf City, not Golf City, and I was like, all right, whatever. But I still put it on the story. Yeah, it still looks cool. They did like a nice little like hand, cool. Like drawn thing. Who else? Features sent us something.
Socks.
The socks. OGO sent Jeek a bag. So yeah, we've been getting some good stuff.
Promo code pin high for 25% off.
Exactly.
Yes.
So yeah, that's we've been getting a lot of stuff. I handed you guys out like a bunch of stuff from my car today.
Yeah, I've like my whole backseat just filled with clothes now.
Yeah.
Stuff is stuff is awesome.
These shirts are really nice.
They're so comfortable.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Look out for that stuff. Some Holderness and Bourne stuff on Golf City Styles Instagram. Look out for skins on Golf City Bets, and follow the Pin High Pod for some more round by round matchup picks throughout the weekend and a bunch of other content. We'll see you next week after the RBC Heritage.